All right, in the short term, bad food choices won't do much damage, but when a poor diet leaves your body short on the nutrition it needs for a long time, well, that can send a sign.
Now, from cracked lips to hair loss, bleeding gums or dry skin, the telltale signs of vitamin or mineral deficiencies will soon make themselves known. Plus, new research shows that Australians are having double the recommended daily intake of salt, which isn't good. Our nutritionist, Sarah Lorenzo, joins us now. Morning, Sarah. OK, so some of those symptoms that we might see, what's going on, it might be my shampoo. It can be from what you're eating.
Yeah, definitely. So spoon-shaped nails and hair loss, and by that, sorry, I don't mean hair loss from balding, it's abnormal hair loss, can be linked to an iron deficiency. So iron-rich foods to include in your diet would be things like spinach, beef and cashew nuts. Now, people who have dry skin, that can be linked to a vitamin A deficiency. So incorporating into your diet things like carrot as well as sweet potato and some greens could help with that. And also, for people who have the corners of their mouth, which it can be cracked often, that can be linked to a vitamin B deficiency. So vitamin B rich foods that you could just start to factor into your diet is things like dairy and eggs as well. So it's interesting forensically how we can see what the description of what our
But how much do you have to eat for it to actually have a flow-on effect?
I would just say incorporating each of those foods once a day, like the spinach once a day, having some red meat probably 3 to 4 times a week, and snacks
a handful,
nuts.
like a handful of spinach,
serving size,
handful of cashews, that sort of thing.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Spoon-shaped nail, grab a cashew.
Yeah.
What is a spoon-shaped nail?
It looks like they're quite flat and they look like a spoon.
Who would have thought? Wow.
Yes,
that's very highbrow. It's too cerebral for me.
That is a spoon-shaped nail.
That's a spoon-shaped nail, right? Grab a cashew. That'll solve that.
That's zinc.
That's zinc. That's our next one.
I'm glad you missed it too.
Okay, well, let's do that one.
Let's do that one.
Okay, well, let's start with zinc. So zinc deficiency, as you can see, is the white dots in the nail. So zinc-rich foods with things like oysters. If you're not an oyster lover, then things like meat. And also looking at pepitas, they're great to snack on mid-morning or mid-afternoon. But if you bruise easily, as well as if you have bleeding gums, that can be a vitamin C deficiency. So my top picks for vitamin C is having strawberries throughout your day, putting capsicum through your salads, or having some kiwi over your cereal in the morning, or just enjoying kiwi fruits. And again, swollen tongue is an interesting one people may or may not know they have, but that's actually linked to a B12 deficiency. So B12, similar to the Bs, is things, as you can see there, like the egg and the dairy as well.
Swollen tongue. Can that make it difficult to pronounce words?
You could get it quite a substantial.
You might have a B12 deficiency, because often when I'm trying to say words... Recently I said fresh fruit on air.
Oh, I love that word.
And it was in this very segment. So could I have a B12 deficiency or just a naturally fat tongue?
No, can you not fix him? Because it gives me so much enjoyment.
Hang on, are you giving me a hard time about speech impediments today?
No, today when I've lost my voice. Exactly.
What about salt consumption, Sarah?
Okay, so salt consumption is quite high in Australia. It's above the recommended daily intake, and the recommendations is 1 teaspoon of salt a day or 2,000 milligrams of sodium. So when we look at salts, yes, there is a different types of salts that you can include in your diet. So, but when you look at them, regular table salt, it's got the anti-caking agents in it. You've got sea salt and pink salt. I love those too. They've got calcium, they've got magnesium, they've got iron and potassium in them. You've got iodized salt. But my favourite pick for a salt, I love kind of getting everything I can from my nutrients and nutrients from my foods as much as possible. So I like the idea of an iodized sea salt because you're getting the iron.
Yeah, I think you can actually taste the difference because you told me about it in this segment, so I went and bought it because I do. Yes.
Is it even salt if it's not iodised?
Yeah, no, it's delish. Yeah. And it actually gives you
It supports thyroid health, which manages our metabolic rate. Yeah, so we want to have a good thyroid to manage our metabolism. Okay,
hello?
Matt?
Now, we often add salt to get flavour, but you've got a recipe and different ways that you can get flavour in without using salt.
Absolutely. So if you're someone who does suffer from hypertension, don't think you can miss out on flavouring food. I love ways with just herbs and spices like I've got there, and just adding those in and exploring those ways of just making that flavour a lot more delicious. And I've made here a scrambled egg because scrambled eggs traditionally require salt, and people put pepper on them as well. What I've done is I've actually made a scrambled egg and I put Danish feta through it, and I've done it with chilies. I'm so disappointed I don't have a fork here for you to try it, but it's just a way that I've done a completely salt-free, delicious version of a scrambled egg. So
Look at
there
that.
it is.
You
looks
can assemble a
beautiful.
podium, Sarah, can't you?
That looks so
Look at that.
good.
Yes.
Like I could eat
It's delicious.
anything from
the
here.
Danish feta just gives it so much flavour.
Yum.
Danish feta.
I like that. It's
Is that
great.
your
It's-
favourite of all the fetas?
It actually is.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Interesting.
is.
Great
Yeah.
fact.
Sarah, you always just make it look so delish. Makes us want to go and eat it all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Sarah.